Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today.
Hey guys, this is your Professor Javon M.H. Presbury back with another episode of Hey Professor, the show where we talk about healthcare management and business management. I am your Professor Javon M.H. Presbury. This video is going to be about abbreviations, or more specifically, medical abbreviations. If you work in the health information or just healthcare field in general, even like to say that you're a pharmacist, you're going to see abbreviations a lot. And the reason for that is a lot of clinicians, be they nurses, be they doctors, be they, I guess, anesthesiologists or whoever, have to do documentation. Is a very important part of their job. And so the fact that they have to document constantly means that they're always looking for shorter ways to say the same thing, for shorthand, right? There are so many different types of abbreviations in any field, but especially in healthcare, that there are literally entire textbooks sold for that reason, to give you an idea what those are. And I've used some. I've had, when I first started off in health information and coding, I had to purchase a medical abbreviation handbook because there were just so many that I was just overwhelmed. I was like, I have no idea what this guy's talking about. You know what I mean? And really what it comes down to is obviously the clinician is trying to save time. But I will say this, there are essentially a list of approved and non-approved abbreviations. And while this is not the point of this video, to talk about the abbreviation list and what is approved or not approved, I should kind of mention that part of a health information management director or even HIM manager's job when you're reviewing documentation is to make sure that no physician is using unapproved abbreviations. Because what will happen there, even if they understand what they're writing, if nobody else does, that really doesn't help. And yes, that really changes depending on who you're talking about. If you work in a teaching facility, which means that you have residents and you're taking on a lot of quote-unquote student doctors, that's a different experience as far as your medical abbreviations go than if you work in a healthcare facility that does not house residents, that does not have them involved at that level. What I mean is, more experienced physicians are usually kind of set in their ways, so you won't really see them breaking the pattern too often. Whereas residents are still trying to figure things out. They're trying to figure out, I guess, what kind of physician they're going to be and how they're going to consistently document. I do want to tell you, and this is quite literally one of the funniest examples I've seen. I was reviewing a medical record and I saw BD, and I was like, BD, okay, what'd that mean, So I reached out to the physician, to the resident, and they said baby daddy. And I was just like, first I was like, at first I didn't move. I was like, I'm sorry. Like, you ever have to ask somebody to repeat, what? I'm sorry. I wasn't sure that I heard you. BD, baby daddy. No, we're not putting baby daddy in the medical record. There's no reason for that. Father of the child, child's father, etc., etc. But BD, baby daddy, we don't need that. Again, that's an unapproved abbreviation. Some of the abbreviations that you will find: CKD, chronic kidney disease; HTN, hypertension; AAA, O times 3, awake, alert, and oriented. Now, look at me, AAO times 3, alert, awake, and oriented times 3. So those are the kind of things you'll find. What? DM, diabetes mellitus. No DM doesn't stand for being all up in your DMs, all your inbox. No, DM, diabetes mellitus, those types of things. CHF, congestive or chronic heart failure, those kind of things. Those are the kind of abbreviations that you're going to find. As stated, abbreviations are important for the quality of the medical record, as well as the legibility, as well as the codability of it. What I mean when I say codability of it is any coder should be able to pick up a medical record and be able to code to completion that medical record, understand what is being said by the physician without querying, ideally, and kind of just move on from it. You don't want to sit too long with a case that's going up in days on the DNFB and it's not being coded and billed out. but also from a compliance standpoint and from a safety standpoint. I'm telling you right now, if a medical coder is not able to properly interpret the medical record, then that's an issue. If they have abbreviations that we're not sure what it is, then things are either going to be missed or they're going to be picked up incorrectly. What if somebody, put DM right on a medical record, and I have no reason why you would ever say something like that. But what if somebody was talking about, the DMs as we know them in pop culture, all up in somebody's DMs, right? And so somebody DM'd her, and then you're looking as a coder and you're like, why did they diabetes mellitus her? I don't know, but I'll just code it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, those are the kind of things that I guess in a weird, irrational world that you could come across that you kind of want to avoid. That's why abbreviations are so important. It is a compliance issue. It is a legal issue. It is a financial issue. It is a healthcare issue. And it is a safety issue in a sense, because the medical record follows you, obviously, where you go for continuity of care, or even within the industry. If the next clinician is not able to read that and know what you're saying, then they can't give proper treatment. That's why the approved abbreviations are so important, because you have to understand these approved abbreviations are not just facility to facility. They're kind of upheld on a larger scale. The medical record follows you, so therefore Dr. One, right? Dr. One in Philadelphia should be able to read somebody's medical record and say, okay, DM, he is diagnosed with diabetes mellitus, and then he should be able to take that to a doctor in New York if the patient needs or being treated, surgery, or what have you, be able to understand that patient has diabetes. It shouldn't be direct messaging or DMs and the person gets confused. CHF in Philadelphia should be congestive heart failure. It shouldn't stand for something else like chooses to have hairy. I'm not going to finish the sentence that was in my head. I'll just say that medical abbreviations are important. So I hope I've given you a little bit of basic information and background about why those things matter. Again, I'm Professor Presbury. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Intelligence is not enough. Intelligence plus character. That is the true goal of education.